Right now, another round of snow is hitting south central Wisconsin tonight. We have team coverage with everything you need to know. And COVID-19 arrived in Wisconsin 1 year ago today. We sit down with local leaders as they reflect on how the pandemic has changed everything over the past 12 months.
This is News 3 Now at 10.
Thanks for joining News 3 Now at 10. I'm Amanda Quintana. We have team coverage tonight as another round of snow makes its way through southern Wisconsin. Adam Duxter is on the roads in Rock County monitoring conditions, but we'll start with Dana Fulton outside on the weather patio with your first warn forecast. How long are we expecting this snow to last, Dana?
We're going to hold on to it overnight and through much of the morning on Sunday. Right now, it's coming down quite a bit for us on the patio in Madison, and it's also very windy out, so that blowing and drifting snow is going to be a concern for us overnight, even after the snowplows come through, especially on those rural areas. This is a look at our radar over the last several hours, so it's built in and is now staying with us. Some areas, especially along the very southern edge of the state, seeing a little more steady snowfall. Visibility reduced quite a bit throughout the area right now, and that's going to continue to be the scene overnight into tomorrow morning. Generally, temperatures have stayed at or below freezing, but we did get some reports of some light ice, especially off to the west and parts of Iowa and Richland County, with a little bit of freezing drizzle mixing in early with the snow. So that's going to lead to some really slick conditions tomorrow if we have that light ice layer below the snowfall. So just another reminder for folks that are heading out early in the day to give yourself plenty of time and to go extra slow. Winter weather advisories extending from Dane County north, winter storm warnings to the south, and that includes Rock County, where our Adam Duxter is right now looking at those road conditions, which I can imagine are only deteriorating as the snow does pick up for us. Adam?
Yeah, Dana, check this out. I'm headed on to I-3990 from the 171 exit here in Janesville, and you can see this area has not seen a plow as of yet, and I'm talking really slick road conditions to where I'm driving 25 miles per hour. I'm not sure if you guys can see that vehicle up in front of me. That is the plow. They're trying their best to keep the roads clear at this point in the night, but it's still really, really slick depending on where you're at. On the interstate, which I've been going up and down the better part of tonight, you're lucky to find yourself going 35 miles per hour at the most. I checked with Rock County Communications, their 911 dispatch center, just before our 10 o'clock show started here, and they say they've seen about 10 to 12 weather-related incidents tonight between accidents and other things of that nature, cars sliding off the road and having to be towed. So if you do not have to head out tonight, don't. Stay off the roads as much as you can, and if you do, give yourself plenty of time. Take it incredibly slow and really give yourself extra time to get to your destination, because these roads are pretty darn slick at this point in the time.
Yeah, you can see a lot of snow on that road, Adam. Stay safe out there. Thank you. Crews in Madison are starting to plow major roadways tonight as the snow starts sticking. The Streets Division says roads will likely be challenging for most of tomorrow. They plan to plow and salt major streets on a loop. Residential streets and side roads will be plowed once there are 3 inches of snow and the snow has stopped. Cities and communities in our area are declaring snow emergencies tonight. Janesville and Clinton's orders started at 6 o'clock. Cars will not be allowed to park on city streets until it is lifted. Sun Prairie's emergency started about an hour ago at 9 o'clock. That will last until 6 p.m. tomorrow. We have a full list of snow emergencies on our homepage on channel3000.com. Today marks 1 year since UW Hospital treated its first patient experiencing symptoms of what was then a new virus. Testing would later prove that patient was the state's first case of COVID-19 and the 12th overall in the U.S. Gabriela Becerra reflects on the past year of the pandemic with Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway and other key figures leading the fight against the virus in south central Wisconsin.
We all have our own ways of remembering.
I started keeping a little notebook with just sort of notes about, events or milestones in the pandemic.
The first time Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway and other local leaders addressed COVID-19 was on February 5th, 2020, less than a week after a person first reported symptoms of a new virus in UW's emergency room.
A person's chances of getting sick from this novel coronavirus remains very low.
It didn't stay that way for long, with more than 540,000 cases in Wisconsin just 1 year later.
At the beginning, we were just trying to understand how is this thing transmitted? How do we protect ourselves? How do we protect people? What are risky behaviors?
City offices began closing, and by March 13th, Public Health Madison and Dane County Director Janelle Heinrich issued the first order in the state, restricting gatherings of 250 people or more. Less than 2 days after that, schools closed and gatherings were down to just 50 people.
It was a little overwhelming because it was all happening at the same time, right? Reviewing the information that had just emerged to then translate that into something that we would communicate out to the public within hours.
After 2 months of Governor Tony Evers' statewide Safer at Home order, it was struck down by the Wisconsin Supreme Court on May 13th. But Dane County immediately issued a similar local order, followed by 11 others that have been in place ever since.
I have never questioned whether or not we should have done the orders that we did and been as aggressive as we were from the beginning. I assumed that everyone else would be too.
Dane County Executive Joe Parisi, Rhodes, Conway, and Heinrich all agree the hardest part of fighting a pandemic is doing it alone.
We've been an island. And that you see, in surrounding counties and across the state, that there have been much looser restrictions. And that's, I think, has been, frankly, it's been a source of infection.
But throughout a year of losses, there's been victories worth celebrating. Testing, once a limited and long process, now completed locally with ease.
Calling down and saying, you said the result might be ready in 3 hours and it's taking longer and we need this information. And now, there's a lab right down the street.
Healthcare systems adapted to treat patients unable to leave their homes.
Telemedicine, virtual visits, making sure that there were protocols in the health system to keep people safe.
Neighbors helped neighbors.
As long as we're all looking out for one another, there'll always be someone looking out for us. And I think that's the strongest takeaway from this experience.
And although a vaccine rollout is taking longer than Wisconsinites would like, UW Health's Dr. Nasia Safdar says it's an incredible feat to get here so quickly.
That is a relatively small hurdle compared to the big thing that was done of developing it in the first place.
So when Rhodes Conway looks back through her notebook, she'll remember that leading a community through a pandemic isn't something she signed up for.
Is it something that I would have, wanted to do?
I don't think anybody would have wanted to.
Yeah, no, it's not something that you say, oh, sure, that sounds like fun.
But it's something she embraced.
But I do think that, you get the challenges that you're able to deal with. And I am proud of the way that we've handled this one.
In Madison, Gabriela Becerra, News 3 Now.
Our COVID-19 anniversary reflection continues tomorrow with city and state leaders sharing what the road to recovery looks like. We'll have that story tomorrow night on News 3 Now at 10. Today is also 1 year since the World Health Organization declared the coronavirus outbreak a global health emergency. In its January 30th announcement, the WHO urged countries not to restrict travel or trade to China. That's where the virus is believed to have originated. The outbreak was not upgraded to a pandemic until mid-March. At the time, there were fewer than 10,000 cases around the world. Last week, the global case total surpassed 100 million. Over the past 12 months, Wisconsin has gone from one single case now to more than 540,000. DHS data shows an increase of nearly 1,500 cases over the past day. That's about 150 more than the 7-day average. 33 more people have died, with the state inching closer to 6,000 COVID-related deaths. But there is some good news. More than 500,000 vaccine doses have now been administered in the state. Meanwhile, Arizona is the 30th state to identify at least one case of the UK variant of the coronavirus. Health officials there confirmed the first 3 cases yesterday. The new strain is believed to be more contagious, but there's no evidence that symptoms are more severe. Experts say the variant could be the dominant COVID strain in the U.S. by March. Starting Monday night, a new federal mandate will require people to wear masks while using any form of public transportation. The CDC's order requires masks that cover the nose and mouth be worn both on the ride and while waiting for it. This includes buses, trains, taxis, airplanes, and rideshare vehicles like Uber. Children under 2 and people with a disability who cannot wear a mask are exempt. The CDC says it reserves the right to enforce the order through criminal penalties. More local news now. The village of Brooklyn will meet virtually Monday night to discuss abolishing its police department. The Brooklyn department's contract would be replaced by one with the Dane County Sheriff's Office. The department currently has a full-time chief, a full-time patrol officer, and 2 part-time workers. The City of Madison clerk is reminding you to check your mailbox for absentee ballots this weekend. Ballots went out this week for next month's spring primary elections. Ballot drop boxes around the city are also now open. They're the same ones that were used last year ahead of the November elections. If you still want to request an absentee ballot for next month, you can visit myvote.wi.gov. There's more to come on News 3 Now at 10. President Biden is looking to reform the nation's court system, starting at the top with the Supreme Court. Plus, in the wake of this week's short squeeze on Wall Street, a Midwestern dad is a newfound millionaire. That story after the break.
Have a nice day.
I'm going to. And you've dealt with that, right?
I'm a little old to count down the days, but my ski trip to Cascade Mountain with my cousin each year, so much fun. We used to pretend like we were flying. Now, we really do. My dad and my uncle like that we still ski free. But Noah and I, we just have fun. See you there.
Dear Winter, I'm coming. My squad of 15 vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of my game, so you better bundle up. Toyota.
Right now, get $1,500 customer cash on a new 2021 Highlander Hybrid. Visit Toyota.com to learn more. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Imagine facing Wisconsin's bitter cold winter without a warm home, or the blistering heat of summer without power, then having to make the tough choice between eating or meeting other basic survival needs. Unfortunately, over 200,000 of our neighbors in need will face this difficult decision with no place else to turn, including those who are now unemployed due to the COVID-19 crisis. Keep a neighbor in crisis safely in their home during these difficult times by supporting and donating to the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund today.
Celebrate a better night's sleep and save during the President's Day Super Sale at Denver Mattress.
Right now, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend and watch the savings add up.
Or save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic mattress sets and get a free $300 Furniture Oak gift certificate.
Save $100 on the entire Doctor's Choice lineup
And check out the Summit Firm for only $189.99.
plus 7 years no interest financing and free shipping.
The President's Day Super Sale on now at Denver Mattress.
Like I said, this is a dipstick.
Dipstick.
Pregnancy during COVID, when doctors say is the best time for you to get your COVID-19 vaccine. And we're tracking when the next winter storm will head into our area. Join us on Sunday morning starting at 6:30.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
The Black Lives Matter movement has been nominated for a 2021 Nobel Peace Prize. The nomination was made today by a member of the Norwegian parliament. They said Black Lives Matter brought new awareness to issues of racial injustice. An estimated 20 million Americans have taken part in Black Lives Matter protests. Monday is the deadline for submission for the Nobel Peace Prize. President Biden is reportedly planning to reveal details on a commission that would look at reforming the Supreme Court. Biden first proposed a presidential commission last year on the campaign trail. Currently, there are 9 justices on the bench. That number hasn't been changed since 1869. Officials involved with the commission say details could be unveiled as early as next week. Biden has said he doesn't want to pack the courts, but instead wants to see how to reform the court system. Former President Donald Trump is parting ways with his lead impeachment lawyers just over a week before his Senate trial is set to begin. CNN and the Associated Press are reporting 5 members, including South Carolina lawyers Butch Bowers and Deborah Barbier, are no longer on his defense team. New additions are expected to be announced in the coming days. The trial is scheduled to begin on February 8th. A Democratic congresswoman from Georgia says she does not feel safe as a member of the House of Representatives. She's putting part of the blame on some of her colleagues who she says make her feel uncomfortable walking alone through the Capitol.
I mean, it's unfortunate that as a member of Congress, I not only have to worry about outside forces and people coming in and my safety, but I have to worry about members that are serving with me and people on the inside who are continuing to uplift and perpetuate this violence. And I don't feel safe as a member of Congress.
Williams is the co-sponsor of a bill to censure GOP Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. She also wants Greene removed from Congress. Before running for office, Greene indicated support on social media for the assassination of Democratic leaders, including House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and President Biden. Greene announced this morning on Twitter she'd spoken to former President Trump amid calls for her expulsion from Congress. In the tweet, Greene said her call with Trump was, quote, great, and that she'll never apologize for the things she says. IKEA is making its customers acknowledge the safety risks of using some of its furniture. The home goods store says it's requiring U.S. shoppers to acknowledge that its dressers could tip over, and owners must attach the items to the wall. Customers must accept the risk before buying the items. Shoppers can accept those conditions and register online. The move comes after IKEA recalled millions of dressers that were prone to tip over. The furniture was blamed for the deaths of at least 9 children. A Missouri man who invested $4,500 of his money on the free trading app Robinhood is now a millionaire. 31-year-old A.J. Vanover started following Reddit forum Wall Street Bets a few weeks ago. He says then the stock prices on one of his investments, GameStop, skyrocketed. It happened after an army of traders on Reddit bought up the stock, raising the price. Vanover says he made $1 million off that bet.
I want to make more money, and I feel confident it's going up. If it starts to run, I might see how far it goes now.
The online army of amateur investors rocked Wall Street this week, also raising the stock price of struggling movie theater chain AMC. The big hedge funds who were betting against those stocks lost billions. Let's get a look at your first warned weather with Dana Fulton. That snow is coming down out there.
It is. Right now we have steady snowfall for most of southern Wisconsin. Again, winter weather advisory in effect for Dane County on north, and winter storm warnings in effect for our southernmost counties into northern Illinois, where we're likely going to see the highest accumulation totals. This is just continuing to lift north, so we have flurries right now stretching all the way up to Green Bay. Steady snow is really built in for Rock County and even parts of Dane County right now. Visibility reduced quite a bit, not only with the falling snow, but with the wind picking up for us. We have some blowing and drifting snow concerns even once this event does wrap up tomorrow afternoon. As we look ahead to just after midnight, we still have steady snow coming down. That's going to continue after sunrise also. Stay mostly cloudy through the day. Really doesn't start to taper off till flurries till late morning and into the afternoon. And we might have a few lingering flurries in the afternoon and evening before things just become mostly cloudy and then gradually partly cloudy heading into Monday. Monday we will get the sunshine back. We're expecting temperatures on Monday to be in the upper 20s, so this event only lasting overnight and into early Sunday, but it's going to bring quite a bit for us to clean up. This mid-range here in the 3 to 6 inch range for Dane County, Madison included, and that you have to travel pretty well north to see those numbers fall at all. North of the Dells, we'll see anywhere from 1 to 3 inches, but right along the state line, those totals in the 6 to 9 inch range, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see some folks get a little over that as the steady snowfall kind of moving slow and picking up and trailing itself in for some areas. So we are seeing quite a bit of snow coming down right now. It's going to take a little bit of time to get things cleaned up tomorrow. I know a lot of plows out and busy right now, but again, the blowing and drifting snow in rural areas is going to make road conditions a little messy for tomorrow. Walking concerns right now, we do have some ice in spots. We did see some reports, even though there wasn't a lot of freezing rain, a little bit was coming down at the start of the snowfall, especially off to the western edge. So we do have some reports of some light ice, so be careful careful of that as we look ahead to tomorrow. And again, clearing will be a little bit of an effort, especially for areas south of Dane County. So we do have alert days in the forecast for tonight and for tomorrow morning. We are expecting an active pattern to just continue on. As we look at our 8 to 14 day outlook, very likely that we're going to be above average with our precipitation. So we continue to see more moisture, a few more snow opportunities develop, and that's going to lead us into the middle of February. Tomorrow, high temperatures will generally be pretty close to freezing, pretty close to where we're at right now, actually. We're going to hold steady overnight and through most of the day tomorrow. And quite breezy outside as those wind speeds will be anywhere from 10 to 20 miles per hour, and wind gusts could pick up a little bit more than that as our snow starts to taper off to flurries later in the day. Partly sunny skies for Monday and for Tuesday. So get a little bit of sunshine back. Gives us an opportunity to get things really cleaned up with high temperatures in the upper 20s. For the middle of the week, our next system starts to develop. Light snow expected Wednesday night with snow chances for Thursday and Friday. Some accumulation expected with that system, also bringing along some breezy conditions for the end of the week. Behind that system, Amanda, gets a little colder outside. Our temperatures are going to drop back below zero as we look ahead to next weekend.
So Monday and Tuesday are really our cleanup days before we might get a little more on Wednesday.
Absolutely. Make sure that you get the sidewalks and the driveway all cleaned up. It's easier to do it with enough space before the next system comes through.
Definitely. All right. Thanks so much, Dana. And coming up on News 3 Now at 10, the Badgers go down in Happy Valley. Why defense was Greg Gard's main concern after the game. Zach breaks it down next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Still hard to find a spot, just easier to park. Still the big move, just more moving. Still singing, just more in tune. Still the gang's all here, just less are we there yet. The Chevy family of SUVs, making life's journey just better.
Get over $3,700 cash allowance on most 2021 Equinox models. Plus, current Chevy owners with an eligible GM credit card get an additional $1,750 total allowance. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Did you know that 178 million Americans are missing at least one tooth?
It's true. That's why at Affordable Dentures and Implants, we only focus on tooth replacement solutions.
Whether it's a single tooth, full dentures, or dental implants, we have an experienced dentist who can create a new smile just for you.
At a price that's affordable.
Because at Affordable Dentures and Implants, we want you to go ahead and smile.
These deals are amazing.
I know. How do we get them?
Okay, we have to be very subtle about asking, like this.
Like this?
No, like this.
Actually, you don't have to do any of that. Switch and get the Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free.
Even without the...
You would have gotten it anyway.
Cool.
Get the Samsung Galaxy S21 5G free with no hidden requirements. U.S. Cellular.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Waking up to stuff like this should never be a surprise. Download the Channel 3000 First Warn app and be ready for whatever Mother Nature throws our way.
Connect with News 3 Now on Facebook Messenger to create a personalized newsfeed just for you. The topics you want, the day's top stories, and push alerts for breaking news, all through Messenger. Learn more at channel3000.com.
Ghost stories, sleeping in, afternoon naps. Some things are just better with a toasty, warm blanket. That's why News 3 Now and St. Vincent de Paul are collecting new and gently used blankets for our neighbors in need. please drop them off at a Dane County St. Vincent de Paul store or participating area churches the last weekend of January. Or donate new blankets online at svdpmadison.org.
Wisconsin has owned Penn State in recent history. The Badgers have won 26 of the last 28 games between the two, including 13 straight in the series. So everything coming in was going their way. And that look from Greg Gard is all you need to know on how this one went. First half, it was the Tyler Walsh show. The sophomore stops and pops from deep. He scored all of his 13 points in the first 20 minutes. Badgers led by 3 at the break. But in the second half, it was a totally different story. Wisconsin couldn't stop Penn State or Myron Jones. The Nittany Lions scored 50 points in the final 20 minutes to upset the Badgers. It's Wisconsin's first loss to Penn State since 2011. And the glaring issue again for this squad is their defense.
You would expect us, especially being a senior-led group, to be more consistent. And, you know, it's really frustrating because we know we can do it.
Notion that we're going to outscore teams is the fairy tale. I mean, we've got to be really good defensively, and you know, at times we were, but for the most part, the large majority we were not.
Bucks wrapping up their 3-game road trip, taking on the Hornets. Milwaukee trailed by as many as 20, but battled back. Pat Connaughton spots up and splashes home the triple, and the lead is down to 2 with a little over 3 minutes to play. But like last night, the Bucks allowed their opponent to make 21 threes, and the Hornets cashed in. Milwaukee falls 126 to 114. It's a small sample size, but Wisconsin is playing like every bit of their #1 ranking. In 3 matches, the Badgers haven't lost a set. And let's not forget they're playing in the best conference in the country. Dana Retke making her 100th career start for Kelly Sheffield. More on her in a bit, but first, Badgers set up Danielle Hart, and she gets up to get down for the point. Hart finished with 9 kills. Retke had 10, and a lot of them were this clean. She just makes everything look easy. Wisconsin did drop their first set of the season. They still get the win in 4. Game 1 against Michigan State couldn't have gone any better for Wisconsin. 6 goals and a shutout win. Now the next step for the Badgers is to earn a sweep of the Spartans and get 3 more points in the Big Ten standings. Scoreless in the first period, but Cole Caulfield and the boys changed that in the second. He finds Linus Weisbach, and Weisbach finds an open net. Badgers go up 1-0. Sparty would tie the game up in the third, but Madison's own Ty Pelton Bice breaks the tie on the power play. His snipe gives Scotty the lead for good. Badgers get the sweep. 4-1 is your final. High school wrestling D1 regionals, top 2 advance to sectionals, and Beaver Dam's Kyler Newberger punches his ticket to next weekend with a pin and a regional crown. But the team to beat was Stoughton. The Vikings sent 9 to the finals and came away with 9 championships. Chance Sudeth takes home the 120-pound title with a pin. And then at 132, his teammate Nicolas Rivera joined in on that pin party. As a team, Stoughton took home the regional title and have 11 wrestlers moving on to sectionals. And Amanda, the UW men's cross-country team, they clinched their 3rd straight Big Ten title today, too. So pretty much all going well except for the basketball.
Yeah. Yeah, that face that Greg Gard was making.
Yep.
Didn't look good. No. We'll be right back. Thanks, Zach.
To most people, the idea of fighting is unpleasant, but sometimes it's necessary to fight. If you or your family has been injured, you'll want a good law firm on your side to make things right again. Havish, Havish & Rotier. We fight for what's right.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison 2021. Get ready to nominate your favorites online for Best of Madison in over 140 categories. Nominations open February 1st. Learn more at madisonmagazine.com.
In the truck game, greatness is defined by a relentless commitment to the customer, forged over decades, built by a team resolute in helping you achieve your greatness. Experience this award-winning lineup today. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 44 years straight and counting.
Hurry to get $7,250 in total savings on a Built Ford Tough F-150 XLT at your local Ford dealer.
Lower than low prices?
Then get more ways to save at Pick and Save, where you can find personalized coupons, weekly deals, and rewards like fuel points. All for prices that are lower than low. On food that's fresher than fresh. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
How do I get you Bob's discount on such great quality furniture? I build personal relationships with my suppliers.
Thanks for coming to my kids' school play, Bob.
Stop lying, Pinocchio. You're a bad boy.
I've been thinking. I'll give you that deal on extendable dining sets.
I just want to be a real boy.
Get Bob's discount! Only at Bob's Discount Furniture.
When we hear a big storm's headed our way, some of us fall back into bed, some into fresh powder. Spending your day indoors or out, it's all about knowing what to expect. Watch News 3 Now for an accurate first warn forecast so you can plan your perfect day. Accurate news as it happens.
We need more vaccine to be allocated to our state.
Right here, where you live.
In 2022, we should hopefully have a new and improved Beltline.
Information that you can use.
Water backup is not part of the standard homeowners insurance coverage.
From the team you can trust.
This bomb was placed in a way that really could have hurt people.
For more local stories that impact your life, News 3 Now. Download the Channel 3000 app today. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
It's pretty messy out there on the roadways right now, Dana.
It really is. We do have that steady snow coming down. So an alert day in the forecast for tonight. Winter weather advisories for Dane County North. Winter storm warnings for our southernmost counties. An alert day in the forecast for tomorrow as those advisories and warnings really run through most of the day. The snow is going to start to taper off to flurries during the morning. Might see a few flurries later in the evening before things start to dry up late in the day. Partly sunny skies for Monday and Tuesday, and our next chance to see a little more snow build in. It's right around the corner for the end of the week. We'll have another system bringing around us snow for Thursday and Friday.
All right. Thanks, Dana, and thanks so much for joining us. Have a great night.